Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our official website, thestephennightshow.com. If you're listening to us right now, you can go to our YouTube channel where you can watch us at the Stephen Knight Show. All right, so your boy, Trump, he usually doesn't back down for anything he says. And honestly, he's not clear if he was backpedaling or if he felt compelled to delete a video in which one of his supporters can be heard blatantly chanting white power. So pretty much it was from a retirement community in Florida, and there were people protesting anti-Trump and Black Lives Matter protesters. So some of the people that live in the community were out there obviously against the protesters, and could be heard screaming white power. So Trump tweeted it, calling them great people that clashed. And then after backlash, he took it down and never mentioned it. He took it down. Now his press secretary and his spokesperson said that he did not hear the chant of white power in the video, but he has not said anything else about it. Ms. Parker, are you shocked by this?
Oh, I mean, if anyone in this country is shocked by or anywhere ever is shocked by anything Trump does, they may be on the same level of mental retardation as he is. I think he's a racist, and so things that he does is going to reflect that. It's that simple.
Chica?
Absolutely not. I'm not shocked, not surprised. And, the same old thing. We just need to make a difference in November. That's all.
Yeah. And the thing is,
in the story,
they asked him before, does he read or watch everything he retweets? And he said he pays attention to everything. So you can hear the man yelling white power. Naya, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You can hear, he doesn't say it once. He says it a couple of times.
Yes.
They say it a couple of times as the video is going on. They say it 2 to 3 times, white power. So they're shouting that out. And that was my thing. I know people like that usually don't view all those pieces of content. It's usually the targeted words in it that make them retweet it. And it might not even truly have been him that retweeted it. In all honesty, I don't know. But someone made the decision to remove it. But I'm definitely not surprised. And I also think he's a racist. So it could have been a game just to kind of throw it out there and then reel it back. Who knows with that camp. But I'm not surprised at all. It's disgusting, but he's disgusting. And at this point, we kind of know what it is.
Mm-hmm. And that's what he does. He feeds his base by doing rhetoric like that, but then taking it back. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
To save face. I think at this point, like you said, we already know who he is.
Right.
We know exactly who he is.
I'm really interested. I want to go to one of his rallies. I really do. I want to go, and I want to yell Black Power. I want to be in the building. I really do.
What's funny? I found out this weekend, it may have been through the Stephen Knight Show, that one of, what is that group? The Crime Mob? The Nuck If You Buck people?
Oh, yeah.
I found out through one of those
supporters.
guys. One of those guys apparently is when he's like, he just sounded crazy, but he's like.
I was about to say, did he sound sane to you?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
He sounded crazy, but trying to make it like he got some sense. Talking about go check his site out and yada yada. Come on, man. It's like, really, bro? It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder about those kind of people when they make statements like about Black people, at least when they make statements like, makes you wonder.
Well, someone, he had the rally in Tulsa. Somebody said that a lot of the people that were there were paid actors. So, he was expecting like 19,000 people, and only like, I think it was 4,000 something came. But they said maybe only a little over 1,000 were actually real supporters that came. The rest of them were paid actors.
I'm still interested in the chocolate chip that's always sitting behind him in his rallies. Like, who is that person?
He does that
That's the person I want to talk to. Who are you? I know, but I want to know what paperwork did you sign? What payment did you get to agree to sit in this seat?
Someone
who are you?
Well, last night marked the 20th annual BET Awards. Performers on the broadcast included Lil Wayne, Alicia Keys, Megan Thee Stallion, Roddy Ricch, Chloe and Haley, DaBaby, J-Rock, Jennifer Hudson, Questlove, Nas, Usher, YG, and many more. Beyonce was honored with the annual Humanitarian Award, recognition for her ongoing efforts. When Wayne Brady paid tribute to the late Little Richard, and during the ceremony, Roddy Ricch took home the award for Album of the Year for his album "Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial." Megan Thee Stallion was crowned Best Female Hip Hop Artist, and Lizzo was honored with the Best Female R&B Pop Artist accolade. You can find the full list on BET.com. Did you all watch the awards? What'd you think? This is the first award show that they actually shot from home due to COVID. Did you watch this, Parker?
I did not. I typically don't watch the BET Awards, but I usually watch the clips on social media, which I didn't see much today, and I wasn't on social media a lot today. But I think that's pretty creative. I saw a couple of clips on the Shade Room of people performing and doing their own videos in performance at home or in a location, and then I guess sending it in to be aired, which I thought was well done and very creative. I am happy for every Black person to win. I'm in a space these days. Listen, I want us all to win. So congratulations to the winners. I have nothing negative to say. I know BET is no longer Black owned, but if it's a platform that is using to showcase Black artists, Black art forms, I'm all for it. Congratulations to everyone who won, everybody who was nominated, everybody who took part.
Chike?
I did not. I actually was confused about the time that it was supposed to start. So I had been watching BET up until, it was time for the Shy to come on because I'm going to watch that. I thought it came on earlier than what it was supposed to, but I did catch the pre-shows, like the one, especially the one with Ray J and Brandy, where they were counting down like the best moments. I thought that was pretty cool. But I was really curious to see how they were going to pull the BET Awards off with it being done from home.
Yeah. CBS bought out BET, so they aired it on BET and CBS. I didn't have BET, but I watched it on CBS. Nayo, did you watch?
I didn't watch it. What award you said Beyonce won? What
Humanitarian Award.
Humanitarian Award. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm
Michelle Obama presented it to her.
Michelle Obama. I'm in the same space with Ms. Parker. Everybody who wins is a good thing. But I wish they would kind of diversify that. Beyonce is huge. She's huge, so she got enough awards. For me, it's kind of like what's that guy? Trey the Truth. I always see this guy. He's from Texas. I think he's from Houston, as a matter of fact. Is she from Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody like him who he's been doing work in the community for a long time, and he's a rapper. It would be good you could give it to Beyonce, but give it to him too. These people he doesn't make Beyonce money, but he's a underground rapper from Texas, if I'm not mistaken, and it would be cool to see somebody BET to really honor the people on the ground, who don't get that Beyonce recognition. But I'm happy for her too.
No.
Good.
Beyonce's good for ratings.
They want the ratings.
Beyonce gets people to
I understand that. So give it to her, but lift up the other people too, because it's not good for the people when you do it that way. You have to maintain paying that bill every year for the ratings. And if you really give it to the people, then people buy back into the source. That's how I see it. But I don't know nothing. I'm happy for both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, for her, and even though Trey doesn't get awards, I'm happy for him too, because I know this guy comes across my feed a lot. He's always doing work for the community and the hood in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched.
I know that they had to.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Stephen. I know that they changed the format up a bit. Did they still honor the part where they pick a Samaritan to be an honorary host?
Ooh.
Did they keep that part intact?
I know they had a man. What's her name from? She was on The Real, and she's on Insecure. Amanda. She's a comedian and activist.
Amanda Seales. No, she's celebrity. No, yeah, Amanda Seales. But I wasn't speaking about the host. She hosted it. I'm talking about like when they have like the co-host where they pull someone like from a contest that they did, or
I don't think I saw
someone who
that.
has the most influence.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't think they did that. I don't think they did that yesterday.
So Amanda Seales hosted it?
Yeah, she hosted it. And the thing was like she changed almost every time they went to her, and they had different backdrops. It turned out it was all done from her family room. So, but I thought they did a good job despite everything. I mean, they had some great performances. A lot of it because it was, filmed. You could tell they were lip syncing. You know what I mean? But some of them were live. I thought they did a great job despite not being able to be in an arena with everyone there. I thought it was well produced. Yeah. Well, so check this story out. This Mississippi mother of 5, her name is Natasha Burnson. She had Facebook users terrified because she went live to document her attempt to take her life and her 5 children's lives. So she got upset because she found out her boyfriend was married. So she went on Instagram Live for 20 minutes. She had planned on getting in the car and driving through traffic, but she got frustrated because there wasn't a lot of cars out there, that ruined her plans. So the live video ended, and apparently she saw a lot of the backlash on social media. She did get in an accident, by the way, and her and her kids two of her kids and her were rushed to the hospital, but it was non-life-threatening, issues or injuries. Anyway, so she went back to when she saw the backlash and said that she had no intentions of hurting her or her children. She just wanted attention. And she also kind of snapped back at people that were criticizing her parenting. Ms. Parker.
Just from the story, it's obvious that she needs help. I don't think anyone in their right mind would do anything like that. So she definitely needs help, and she shouldn't be a parent at this moment. Maybe she can get help and become more capable of being a mother to her children. But right now, I think that they probably deserve to be with somebody else who's going to be in a better mental state. Every time something happens to you, you can't use your children as a threat. A way to get attention or a way to gain somebody's sympathy. They can't be used as a pawn. No one in their right mind would have done that. So I think, honestly, calling her a mother at this point it's even troubling to me. I think she shouldn't be parenting anyone. She should be trying to heal from whatever she's going through.
Yeah. She good?
It honestly sounds like a clear case of Munchausen's by proxy. I mean, you need attention, you're wanting attention, and you're willing to hurt your kids to get it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she needs to be in a space by herself. Her children need to be removed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Naya?
Nothing new. I agree.
I mean,
it's sad.
Yeah. It's like the boy that cried wolf, Can you imagine when people saw that on Facebook Live, what was going through their head, you know what I mean? And
but imagine the children that are going through it.
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about the people who saw it. Imagine the children who are living through that hell, know? And it's probably not her first time doing it. If she would do something like that live, what is she doing when the cameras are off? She needs to be removed immediately. That's the only message I have of this story. Remove the kids immediately.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Yeah. Our very last story. So, we're going through overhaul and forcing others to recognize Black people and people of color. Looks like that some of our favorite shows are being modified as a result. So according to BuzzFeed, The Simpsons will no longer allow non-white actors to be voiced by white actors. If you remember, Mike Henry also, he is the white actor who voices Cleveland Brown on Family Guy. He announced that he's stepping down from his role because he believes it should be played by a person of color. Also, Jenny Slate, she abandoned her role on Netflix's Big Mouth, saying the same thing, that she gave a lengthy explanation about voicing as a Black character has contributed to racism and white privilege. What do you think about these actors taking upon themselves? They're not being asked to do it. They're taking upon themselves to recognize that these roles should be done by Black people or people of color. Ms. Parker.
I've always said this, and I'll say this again, and probably say it every time we're on air, that racism is a white people problem, and so it's going to take other white people to solve it. It's going to take other white people taking stands like this, leading by example. I think it's great. I think this is what we need. I think if you're a white person and you're not racist, you need to take action in some way that's going to show people around you who may be racist, maybe in your own family, that the right things to do. So you're going to have to lead by example. The only way you can truly make change is by being. So by you taking the steps that you need to take in your own personal life, you're going to influence other people in your lives who may not see things the way you do, who may not view justice the way you do. to do so. So big props to them. I think it's great.
Yeah. Chica?
This is a two-pronged situation for me, simply because, you know.
I think you went frozen. What about you, Naya? What are your thoughts? Uh-oh. Chica, are you there? We can't hear you. Go ahead, Naya.
Yeah, Chica, you on? Yeah, I think it's a stance. It's a hell of a stance to take, and it's an appropriate one. They have to dismantle. This issue more than we could ever. You know, they've got to, like she said, they've got to participate in solving and dismantling this system. Yeah, it just makes sense. A Black character should have, unless you made the character as a pun, you know, the Black character should have, the first shot at that voice should be a Black actor or actress or actor.
There are talented Black actors and actresses that can play the roles.
Yeah,
we just need to be given the opportunity. I watched a documentary years ago, Poverty Inc., and it talked about poverty in Africa and how the resources are being used by other countries, other nations, and how they have pretty much damaged the internal economy so that Africa can be relying on other people for their resources and for their own well-being and doing. And that's the thing about it. And the guy at the end of the documentary, he said something that stuck with me all these years. He said, Africa is not poor. They just lack opportunities. Black people are not talentless. We're talented. A lot of us just lack the opportunities, that same opportunity that's given to other people in this country we don't have. So it's just, to me, it has to be where if you develop a character of color, let that character be played by a person of color. Yeah. Just like when I was watching the new documentary on Netflix about the trans community. I didn't know a lot about the trans community, but I thought, okay, well, let me educate myself. Just like I asked white people to educate themselves on our history and things that may impact us, so that they can be educated because a lot of white people don't know Black people, personally. They may work with you, but they don't realize our community. They don't get us. Yeah. And so I wanted to be on the other side of that. I don't get the whole trans thing, but you know what? Let me educate myself. And I watched that documentary, and it was very empowering, very educational. And they talked about that. If you're going to have people of trans in movies, let trans actors play. Let people of trans convey that message. I think that's how we break down all the stereotypes, is by seeing people. If you've never met a trans person, you're going to have all these misconceptions. If they're not represented on TV, you're going to have all these misconceptions. You're not going to really realize what their lives are, who they are, how they became who they are. Those things are going to be interpreted by you in the media however you want to. Just like when white people have never been a part of a Black person's life, they interpret us the way they want to. So I think it's a personal thing that we learn about each other, and the way we can do so is by having representation on all media forms.
Most definitely. Yeah. We gonna say something now?
No, she's right. I think one of you said that last sentence, but I was like, yeah, the media, that's a big part of that interpretation for people who don't know people, the real people, or the real version of those people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Chica, are you there?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So mine is a two-pronged situation, and one of the most prolific voiceover actors that I know is Cree Summer. Cree Summer does voices for any and everything, and she's probably one of the best in the business. And for her to not be able to do a character like Elmira, which everyone grew to love, Elmira's a little white girl, but Cree Summer happens to be a woman of color. She shouldn't get the job because she's Black. That doesn't make sense.
No, we're not saying the other way around. We're not saying the other way around, because you have to. No, I'm not.
But it works both ways.
No, it doesn't have to, because white people are privileged. They have abundant opportunities. We're talking about even the playing field. It does not have to work both ways. You can have Black actors play other characters of other colors because we don't get the same opportunities. White people have abundance of opportunities. So this is more about equality than it is a strict rule of you have to be that color to play that part. I think in general, when we're asking for equality, that comes up a lot. And I think even in our own minds that, okay, well, if they do that for us, I have to do that for them. No, we're asking for equality, for the playing ground to be fair for us because it's so uneven right now. And so it has to be tilted in a way where it gives us the opportunity to catch up.
I just don't see it being the way that people envision it being. It's almost like affirmative action. So you're going to give someone an opportunity simply because of the color of their skin, which we should have an opportunity. But a lot of situations are just because of the color of your skin, I'm going to throw you in the game when that person may not really need to be there, but you gave them an opportunity because of the color of their skin.
Well,
that's where I stand.
I'm going to cut you off. Well, it's not that you give the opportunity because of the color of the skin. It's you got to give the opportunity, but you should give the opportunity to someone who fits the description, but is also talented. You know, there are many people who. This
is true, Nair. This is true, but in the scope of a lot of people non-color, they overcompensate and they don't operate that way. I understand what you guys are talking about, but they overcompensate and they want to look like they're doing the right thing. And they won't do it based off of the honest merit. They'll do it based off of the surface. Okay, we gave this job to this person, so now, okay, let's settle into this. That person may not be well for that job. Don't do it just based off of what has been, based off where we're going. Let's just honestly just do it according to talent.
I think it's a dangerous message for us to reiterate, because I think if a person is needing to fill a role for a diversity, I work in the HR space and doing so more so than ever now, work with the legal department. And I think, okay, if a person of color is needed for a diversity role, there are going to be 20 people who are qualified for that job, and you have to pick the best 20 diversity candidate for that position. But that's not, you can't put that responsibility on the diversity candidate. You put that responsibility on the person who's making the hiring decision. So if the person hires the wrong person, that's on them. They're going to have to find another person of diversity. But to say that, okay, well, you can't base your hiring solely on needing to fill this position because of diversity, then we're speaking really, we're doing ourselves a disservice. Because yes, they do need to fill this position because of need of diversity, because they need a voice in the boardroom or in that decision room that is going to reflect the fact that the people who are going to be using that technology are people of color as well. And so for them to have a reflection of a voice of how that may impact our community, impact the way we shop, impact whatever the technology may be, is also important. So yes, you do need to have a diversity candidate to fill this role, but there are 20 of these people who are qualified for the job, and you have to make the best decision. Now, can a hiring manager or a director make the wrong hiring decision? Yes, they do so with white people all the time. That doesn't change the fact that when they do so with white people, that it sucks the same, and that they have to go back and hire another white person. So why can't they do that with white people? They get somebody on there that sucks. They gotta do like they do with white people. Good, get somebody else in there. Yeah. They don't say, "Oh, well, I hired a white person. This white person sucks. I'm never gonna hire a white person again." No, they go in and they fix it. And so that's the mindset we need to reiterate, that we don't care how it happens. You find the right person for this position, and you find them in a person, a brown or a black person, period.
Well, listen, I got to wrap. Great conversation. Great points. Ms. Park, I'll see you in Mental Health Mondays. Chika, I'll see you in movie reviews. And Nair, I'll see you next week.
Hey, I'm the only one without a job,
guys.
huh? Man. I'm on the show, man.
Wait, Ms. Parker, I love your hair.
Thank you.
I'm expendable.
Nah. Well, listen, thank you all, and we'll be right back after this.
I like your hair too. Peace.